What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 31 of Hobby Hotline. And as you can see, we got some new hosts joining the show today. So as always, you guys know me as the DH, but we've got Texas Card Dude, one of our regulars, Brad, who's joining the show with us. Welcome, Brad. And we've also got joining us also Brody the Kid. A lot of you I know are familiar with Brody and everything he's done before. But what's going on, Brody? How you doing, bud?
Not much. How are you? I'm super excited to be here.
Awesome, man. Well, we're glad to have you on. So first off, how you guys doing today? Everything going well?
Yeah. Dude, I'm doing great. Stars won, man. Stars speed launch.
Just talking about
baby. Yeah.
Not talking about that today. So that's not allowed. That is not to be spoken of. That game did not happen. It did not happen. Get that. I can't believe you wore. I can't believe you wore all your stars gear just to rub it in. You did it to rub it in on your first show here.
Of course.
Jump right in and just start rubbing it in my face.
No, I would never do anything like that.
Hey, how's it going, Rich, 3B, Chris? What's going on, everybody?
Herman.
Yeah, but so welcome, everybody. It is episode 31. Before we do start today's show, I do want to announce the winner. A couple weeks back, we had Leighton Shelton from Vintage Breaks called in and decided to give away a Prism hanger box to one of our viewers. And John Newman did the random this morning, and the winner is on Twitter. It's at Greg, GREGGGYF. So I'll put that name up here right in just one moment. You have won the blaster box, and so just shoot us an email, and I'll get you in touch with the people over there at Vintage Breaks, and they will hook you up with that. Let me see if I can get this name right here. There you go. So,
Mr. Chris Harris.
There is our winner. Congratulations, and thanks everybody that did enter, and also thanks for Vintage Breaks for putting that awesome prize out. But yeah, guys, so welcome to the show. I mean, first off, obviously, for those that don't know, we did have a little bit of turnover here. So we've got two of our new hosts joining us here today, Brad and Brody. Welcome, guys, and thanks for coming to the program. But let's dive right into it. What's going on? What caught your eye this week in the hobby?
Well, I know that Topps is releasing some women's pro softball cards. I'm wondering if Brody's going to buy a case of those, and if he's going to open those on his daily rips.
Hey, Panini did. I don't remember what year it was. Either 17-18 or 18-19 WNBA Donruss, and these were like $10 a pack. You get like 30 cards, and there was like 4 packs in every box and like 2 autos. So you had two of the packs would have autos. So I'm like, you got a decent shot at auto. You get 30 cards. Figured why not? That was actually fun to rip. Numbered cards, optic inserts. It's pretty fun. I gotta say, I liked it.
Awesome. I saw that this morning, and it wasn't just so much. Of course, aggravating Brody, but think about that. Think about the time we're having in the hobby and everything that's being brought out. I mean, first, we had Yu-Gi-Oh, we had Pokemon, and then we had WW. Now we got NASCAR. We've got Open Wheel that's coming out. We've got women's softball. We've got Olympics. We've got movie. Yeah, actually, Avenger cards went through the roof this week with the passing of God, I cannot remember his name, but the lead from the Black Panther. The cornhole cards now.
Yeah.
Cornhole cards. Really?
I've watched some cornhole, man. It's interesting to say the
Yeah, I've watched some of it
sport.
too. It definitely is interesting.
It sounds like ESPN.
I know, it's weird. It was really weird. There was a time where I guess that was the only sport where I guess they're 6 feet apart, so you're social distancing. You could do cornhole events before live sports, but I did see Topps was putting out cornhole cards now. But it is weird, like you said. We are in a time where, you know, it used to be like all you'd see on the shelves was just mostly sports. But now you look at some places and it's being overrun by other products. And I know even now right next to the sports cards and mixed in with them, you know, you're getting blasters of Star Wars and different types of things that you're seeing that before a couple of years ago, it wasn't out.
Yeah, I actually saw the Mandalorian blaster packs at Walmart last week, and I was very intrigued. I mean, I wouldn't pick up anything because I don't watch the Mandalorian just because I got too much else to watch. But that was pretty intriguing that it came out, and I was just like, wow, what's next? Basket weaving or shuffleboard or chess? I mean, esports has cards. Esports has cards. My gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Yeah, axe throwing. Let's do axe throwing, please.
Yes.
Axe throwing.
I'd be down. Those would be cool. I mean, at least those have action shots. Esports.
Yeah.
I mean, esports. Come on, think about that. I mean, literally, what are you doing? Taking the cards of the actual screen of the game they're playing. I mean, it's just it's absurd. But I mean, but Brody, I mean, do you got like from a younger generation, like are you guys paying attention to a lot of this stuff, or do you know a lot of collectors that are chasing that? Is that something that, you know, is it big in the youth market? Because I haven't seen it really too much, you know, on at least in the circles that I've been trading in.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard because cards are so expensive. I mean, even Pokemon stuff is expensive. Like you go to Target, their 10 card pack is like $420. I'm like, what? For Pokemon? It's crazy. Like I remember months ago, you would go to Target and you'd see stuff there, but you'd be like, there's nothing new. We won't get anything. And now I'm thinking about that and I'm like, I can't imagine walking into Target and there'd be a bunch of stuff on the shelves.
Right.
Yeah.
No matter what it is. The only thing I've seen at my Target in the last like 4 months is pretty much Score and Prestige football. That's pretty much it. I think I may have saw Optic Baseball like once. But like,
yeah, I shared that link on Twitter. I probably should have saved the picture. The picture. I mean, it was the picture of this guy's attic.
oh
And
yeah.
it was just total retail. And someone I think it was Chris Harris made the comment of, that's not even good retail. People are just buying everything and trying to flip it or to sell it or whatever. And I'm going, why? Why? It's not, it's like, come on, leave something for the kid. Oh man, crazy time in the hobby. Crazy time in the hobby.
It is. And as always, guys, please call in and join the show if you'd like to. Put the link in there. I'm trying to get it to come in. There you go, Mike.
Yes, please.
We've been trying to get it in. Chat's not working on StreamYard's end today that well, so we're not getting a lot of the comments coming in. But we do have a caller, and it is Mike Summer. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, party people?
What's up, bud?
So
I need
like I aggravate you.
I need your help today, and I need Rich's help today. So this morning I was sorting my million card inventory from the shop buyout, and I posted this on Twitter earlier. but I came across these packs of 1992 Stripe.
Yeah,
Or they're 1992 wild card, and there are stripe cards on the front. Now, I haven't opened any yet, but they look to be about 20 cards or so in these cello packs. I can't find any listings on eBay for full packs. I just did a Google search and couldn't find anything with like cello packs with stripes on them. And so I'm trying to figure out, without opening them yet, are these full packs of stripe cards, or are they some kind of promo pack with a stripe card on top? There was a few loose ones in there of all of these 20s and 5s. And so either that means that there were about 40 more of these cello packs that somebody had. I've got like 8 or 9 of each, 8 or 9 20s and 8 or 9 5s. So there's either like 40 more that the guy opened and only kept the top ones, or they're full cello packs full of stripe cards. And so any idea? Does Rich know? I saw Rich in the chat earlier. So I need some help today.
So I know the set very, very well. That's Wild Card. It came out in the 90s, and it is absolutely, I thought it was really, really cool when it came out, because the stripe is an insert.
Yeah.
And it was a program where you could take where the number on the card, and again, lower was better, so it went 50 all the way to 1. And so the 1 was like a 101, and it was like a redemption. And you sent that card into Wild Card, and they would send you back cards. I never saw what they sent back. All I saw was the stripe cards, and everybody wanted the cards in the lower level. But those are I really liked that set and that idea when it came out. But I don't know. I've never seen the redemption, so I don't know.
Well, ask him.
I've seen the opposite. I've heard that it was.
And I think Chris got it. Mike, what's the stripe on the first pack? How many stripes does it say?
I've got one.
No, I just want to know on a random pack, how many stripes does it say on the front card?
I've got I've got a stack of packs that say 5 and a stack of packs that say 20.
Now, does the 5 card pack appear? Does the pack that says 5 appear to have 5 cards in it?
No, they all have like 20-ish. Like whether we're talking.
Then I know. I thought Chris had it based on what he said. That's why I asked the question. My guess, it's one of two things. It's either how Chris is saying it, where you're getting extra cards of that player without a stripe. I would open one of those packs, just pick a random common, and see what happens when you open one of those packs.
Open a higher number one. Yeah.
No, open one of the smaller ones. Open a common player. Let's do it right now on the air.
Yeah, let's do it right now on the air.
There you go. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's all learn together, because
we're all learn together.
I couldn't find these anywhere. So this is a 5 on the front of Dennis Smith from the Broncos. On the back,
a good defensive back, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Now on the back, it is Doug Smith, a defensive tackle.
Okay, open the pack. Let's see
what we've got here.
We're gonna add in another guest and test StreamYard limits real quick. Mr. John Newman, what's up, buddy?
John Newman, baby, and no hot tub.
John.
I know.
No hot tub yet. Hey, first off, good morning, everybody. Brody, we only asked you on the show because we wanted to bring the average age of the show way down. So, I'm kidding with you. Hey, with these wild cards, real quick, I don't want to take up, again, a bunch of time. This was during my store period. I believe what Mike has are promo packs. If I used to get them sent to me, and the other thing, the way those stripes work, if you got like 1,000 stripe Barry Sanders, you sent that to Wildcard, and they sent you 1,000 individual Barry Sanders cards. So the higher numbers are better if you like a particular player. But even today, the unredeemed high number stripe cards actually have a value. So if you have like 100, Troy Aikman or Barry Sanders, there's some value there, because most people actually like redeemed them and got wanted 500 Barry Sanders individual cards. So the actual stripes of star players have some value. I think, Mike, what you have, and again, not 100%, I just remember getting these as a store owner to buy the product.
Okay, so let's open it up. So he's
Look at
got
that.
a striped card.
Stripe 1. The second one is a stripe card. Third one is a stripe card. So these appear to be packs of all stripe cards.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I don't know if does that still fit with the promo pack concept you were talking about, John?
Yeah. What did they say anything on the back that say like sample or non-redeemable?
Nope.
No. All right. I'm old, so 91, 92 was a long time ago for me. And so I remember getting promo packs. Honestly, I can't remember if they were striped or not. I think I remember getting both. So
I know we catalog a lot of the wild card stuff in the ComC database because we've gotten a lot of it. I don't, and most of the promo cards, wild cards sent out, actually said promo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I don't know.
So I think it may just be a repack of stripe cards or whatever. I think Chris Harris is probably correct.
So these are not. I mean, it's a full like solo pack, like somebody might have repacked it pretty good. I mean, with a real pack that's like vacuum crimped or whatever. It's not just like No,
I'm going to lean toward what Mike's going. I think it's from Wildcard. I just don't know the history of,
Yeah.
Have you tried to reach out to like an old Wildcard employee, Mike?
I just found these this morning, literally
Okay.
about an hour before the show as I was going through one of my boxes. So Mark Rippon is probably the best name, but there's 21 cards in this pack. And so that could be like I said, they seem to be pretty limited or rare. I couldn't find any packs like that look like this on eBay. And so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 packs with 20 on the top, and now 7 of these 5s that are still sealed. But individual
they all had 5 stripes on them, Mike.
The
one you open.
Yeah, the one I opened, they all have 5 stripe.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
I remember when I didn't redeem a ton of them. I'm going to be honest with you. I think I remember selling a lot of my stripe cards outright, but they didn't come when you got your redeemed. When you send in a redemption card for like 50 Aikmans, you just got 50 Aikmans. They weren't really sealed in anything. They just kind of they sent them out in like a team bag. It wasn't like factory sealed. So
yeah, Chris may be exactly right.
Yeah,
because this wasn't a very popular set. It didn't sell very well. I loved it just because it was. Yeah, there you go. That's it, right?
There you go. That
surprise card.
I loved this set. I thought it was the coolest idea, but it really didn't take in the hobby. It didn't really, but it was different. It was pretty cool. They had a lot of Cowboys in it at the time when I was the Cowboy fan, so it was really cool. I liked it.
Well, I want to thank the person who talked about that. Dr. Beckett and I did a podcast on this, and what he points out is that one of the reasons Wildcard didn't succeed is you pull 1,000 card Barry Sanders. How many of them are out there, and just how many cards did they really produce? It certainly seemed like there were an indefinite amount of cards available, and it wasn't necessarily the best. It was a great idea on one concept and a terrible idea on another concept.
Yeah. I have a ton of this, like the regular singles still to this day. It's the stripes that you don't see as much, and that's where the premium is, especially on star players.
And Mike, I will tell you, we don't have. They're not as Brad says. They're not super available. If you check the ComC website, I know because I've entered some of them. In terms of ID, there aren't a ton of them on ComC, which tells you they're not quite as much in existence as you think they should be for being a card from that era.
Yeah, they seem pretty limited in that, like, there's only maybe 20 or 25 of the 20 stripes on sport lots, and I know there's not a ton on ComC either. So these, I mean, it's pretty solid little find, I think.
Well, yeah, I think whatever you do, you're going to make money. However you choose to market those, you can market those as packs now, and you can explain to your customers in your store where they are, and let them have the joy of opening. And if they get a Brett Favre, wonderful, just to help your store even more.
Yeah.
And or you can open them and send them as singles, and you're going to do very well as singles. So that's actually like a surprise, good find.
Yeah.
And Brody, someday you'll understand. We have good finds like that pop up in the hobby. Brad, I don't disagree, but he'll see one day, 10, 15 years from now. Oh, wait a second, this is really cool. And I remember getting this, and it's now been sitting in a box for 10 years. And
I was disagreeing with Ziggy No, but saying, are they the first parallels? They weren't the first parallels, but it's very close to it, Ziggy.
Yeah.
Close to it.
All right, guys, I'm gonna make room. My big head's taking up too much of the shot. So
yep, and same thing. I didn't want to turn this into a wild card show, but
Drew, sign me off. I got something to talk about later, but for now, sign me off.
But I figured this is the type of random hobby collecting question that the Hobby Hotline is perfect for, right? You come across something, you want to figure out what in the world do I have here, and so I thought I would just call in and ask the question. So you guys carry on and have a great show.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks a ton, and good luck with the rest of that collection, man. And
all right, thanks, man.
Take care, bud. Exactly like we just said, guys, that's what we're looking for here. Call in if you have any type of question, anything whatsoever, just call in, let us know. Hopefully you guys can help just like you did here. And we'll help as much as we can. Brody, I know you probably weren't around for the wild card era. But have you ever seen, had you actually ever seen those before? Have you ever seen the wild cards?
I don't remember ever seeing them.
Yeah, they were definitely an interesting collection. Brad, you said you collected it quite a bit. Were you on board?
Yeah, I bought as much as because the shop owner at the time he couldn't sell it, so he knew that I would buy it. I bought all of it, and then I could never get into the high numbers. The biggest number, if I remember right, was like 25, but I never redeemed them just because, back then redemptions, at least in my experience, redemptions weren't so trustworthy.
Yeah. And for me, as a kid then too, like this came out when I was like Brody's age collecting, like this is about, when these cards were out for me. And so collecting these for me, as far as redemptions as a kid back then, all it was a mail-in stuff. You didn't have, there was no way to check an update. There was no way to get anything. It was just mail in and hope that you eventually got something back. And then years later, maybe you did. And so I never redeemed them myself either.
I've seen unopened boxes still in the wild, not very often. There's been two, and because I remember where they are. I'm not going to say it because I'm not. But we're going to get them because it's just a flashback of opening up those packs was pretty cool. But I've seen unopened boxes in the wild still. So interesting, different topic. Appreciate it. Thanks, Mike, for calling in, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, I'll post the link again as the chat got pretty filled up. If you do want to call in, if you've got any questions or if anything that you want to talk about in the hobby. I know Ziggy just asked our thoughts on the Jordan, the $420,000 SGC 10 gold sale. I see you shaking your head, Brad. Thoughts?
I understand being new back into the hobby and people just going, their mind being blown at these prices that are being thrown at for these cards. They're okay, so they're not very readily available and they're not ready, but $5 million for one card, 1.1 for a T. $400,000 for this card, $900,000 for this card. Yeah, I'm like, where does it? I mean, how far can we go? How much money? Where's that money, and how can I get some? I need to retire, man. Brother needs to retire. I got college to pay for here coming up, man. Where can I find my college cash payday at? Because, Brody, here you go. What's the best card that you've pulled out of your rips?
Out of the daily rip, man, there's been a couple of cards that kind of blowed my mind. I don't remember how long this was, but I opened a 2019 Bowman Mega Box, just one pack, like the exclusive parallels, and I got a Wander Franco auto, and I was like, oh my goodness, no way. I was like, oh man.
Nice.
Like the Jason Dominguez of 2019, pretty much.
Yeah. What'd you
Crazy.
do? What'd you do with it? You keep it?
I still got it.
Wow.
I actually got it raw graded by Beckett, so you can like do like it like gives you like a kind of like a idea of what it would get, and I think it got a 9, 5, 10 auto. So I mean, I'll probably send it in fully eventually. I sent a bunch raw just to get an idea of some stuff, and some of them didn't come back very good. I had it in Otani optic auto, and it came back as 6 because there was scratches on the. I didn't realize there was like some scratches on the back that I didn't see, so it comes back as 6. I'm like, oh boy.
Ouch. Yeah, that's definitely a tough one. Ziggy, back to the question that you did mention. We were talking about the Jordan. I'm gonna pull it back up on the screen here in just a second. If StreamYard will behave with us, there we go. Yeah, so this Jordan selling for $420,000, setting a new record for Jordans and setting a record. Shocking. I don't know if you call it shocking or not. It's an SGC gold label, but it is the number on it is just what's staggering. And like you said, it's every single week. Like it seemed every week we have these huge sales. I mean, we just had. There's an article that came out today. I just read it on Vegas Dave that Forbes did. That's focusing on the Trout, and it's talking all about the sports card market, and it kind of goes into his background and everything, but focusing on these massive, large sales. And it's I don't know, it's something I'm still not used to yet. As someone that when we started doing, let me get that potograph, when Stu and I did these sales and stuff, they didn't exist. The market wasn't like this. They existed, but it was a once a year thing. It was at the National, this happened, or, at some major auction at one time a year. It wasn't round the clock like it is now.
Well, I think part of that is, I'm sorry, go ahead, Brody.
Oh, I saw this tweet like yesterday or 2 days ago. I don't remember which company it was graded by, but it was a 1 of a Honus Wagner, the T206, and it's like 1.69 million expected or something like that. It's like, it's a 1. It's a 1.
Well, I think the news cycle and the social media, and because I'm probably the oldest one on the screen right now, but back in my day, in the 80s, they didn't have this new thing called the internet, and they didn't have just for my generation, we didn't have this. We didn't have the 24/7 news cycle. We didn't have the ability to jump on eBay. We didn't have like a 5 to 10 second like drop of news cycle.
Yeah.
So because the news cycle is moving so fast, and because I think for us, I say for us, but for the hobby cycle and everything, it's just blow. Yeah, there you go. The Wagner is in the next click. Just that it's a little overwhelming for my generation, because we grew up not really used to it, but having this 24/7 news cycle is becoming faster and faster and faster. So yeah. Wow. I appreciate that. Well, this is one thing that I really wanted to appreciate today was I have been on probably since show, I don't know, 10, 15
Yeah.
around there, and I have aggravated every single host. So I give you full permission. We have 29 minutes in the show. Tribe, call in and aggravate me. I'm giving you full permission to call in and aggravate me. If you're awake, if you're out there, full permission. So I need to give Brody permission beforehand because I've given some guff to some people. It's time for you to pay it back. And call now. Don't miss your moment. Don't do it.
Shoot your shot. No.
Exactly. I would never aggravate anybody about anything whatsoever.
Put your coffee cup down now. Get it off the screen.
What?
Start.
I don't know what you're talking about.
At least I can take solace in the Heater winning. That's the only one. What's up, bro?
You could feel better because the Blackhawks lost in 5 games to the Golden Knights. So
yeah,
I'm torn because I like the Golden Knights and the Stars Knights are playing on Sunday, and I'm really
that'll be good.
Yeah, I cannot wait for this series but I'm torn at who to root for. I mean, half the Stars players, their championship run went to the Knights, so I became a Knights fan because half the players were Stars. So yeah. Anyway,
Game 7 tonight, but the Flyers.
Yeah,
I hope the Flyers win because Gritty. Gritty is amazing. He's so cool.
I gotta say, I like Gritty too. So I'm right there with you for Gritty. But yeah, the hockey playoffs have been awesome. There's nothing like Game 7 hockey either. Even without fans in the stadium, I think all of the sports are doing a great job right now without fans, giving you some entertaining stuff. I loved last night during the Lakers game seeing David Arquette on one of the little screens in the background. He was just going nuts. They didn't even spotlight him, but you could just see that it was him. And it's just funny. But Card Currency asked a question that I want to get your guys' opinion on here. Do you think the sale of this SGC Jordan will help raise the price of all other SGC cards? Because he says in his opinion, there's zero reason why SGC cards are less valuable. So on that end, do you think this, having this record-breaking sale and having all this publicity helps with other slabs? Do you think this helps SGC, with, my Kendrick Nunn that's sitting in front of me?
Yeah, bro, go ahead and take that one and then I'll follow up with it. I got a little bit on this.
I think so because I've actually been liking SGC. Something that people compare Beckett to PSA. I've always been comparing Beckett the subgrades and the autograph grade and gold labels or black labels and BGS, and SGC has that because they got the gold labels and they've got subgrades and they do 9.5 and 9 and 10. And they do the autographs, what the grade is on that. And I kind of like the black slabs. Like, I think if you're going to grade something from Heritage this year and you've got the black and the black, I kind of like it. I don't see why there should be a reason why they're not as valuable. That's just me, though.
So there's been a lot of – I've really been studying this week because the PSA scandal that has been going on. And I really tried to dig into what was going on and everything because we've had multiple, and I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole of graded versus non-graded. So let's set that argument aside for a second and let's just talk about the 3.
Yeah.
And I think because of PSA's longevity, that's why they've been lifted up to who they are now. Yeah. The problem they've got now with Cardgate or PSA Gate or whatever you want to call it, I think that knocks them down a notch. And I'm hoping, knock on wood, that this sale, this one right here, is a staple point that kind of propels the other two. Because we need, as a hobby, we need somebody to jump up and take PSA or at least gain up to the same. I'm talking with my hands like you do, Drew. Level the playing field because it's getting ridiculous. Ridiculous. You're so ridiculous. I was talking to somebody on Twitter the other day. It took, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 9 months for me to get my Troy Aikman card back, and it took too long. Now they're questioning their legitimacy. The FBI is involved in this. There's a whole bunch of backdoor shadiness that's been going on. I mean, what's it going to take to knock this king off its pedestal and come to the point where we're like, okay, preach time. Still coming on. Yes, Chris Harris, come on, please, let's go. Call in, Chris, let's go. I just think this king needs to be knocked off its pedestal, and we need somebody to just either automate the process or become faster or become more accurate, or somebody take a stand as a CEO and say, we are not going to do this. We are going to have integrity. We do not approve of this. I cannot believe one of the other 2 or 3 aren't just.
Well, I mean, you've also got that certified collectibles who was on my show a couple of weeks ago that are coming in now. That that hopefully that's a company with a lot of money, a whole lot of money, and a very good reputation already, albeit in a different world. So that's another company that could come in and do what you're saying. But on the terms of I've always thought they should always pretty much for the most part be at the same level on some ends. I have my preferences on things, but the gap that I see the gap closing daily on certain cards, but I think it's always going to come down to the type of card. There's certain types of cards that I think you're going to want graded by different companies unless it's a direct an exact like I love PSA or I love BGS, and that's all I'm going to do. But that's just me personally.
But yeah, I do believe the playing field is going to be leveled, and I appreciate that people are now promoting the various different types of cards and the various different type of grades. We need to promote that as a hobby and that choice, because John Newman says it very well. You do you in the hobby. You do you, boo. You do what you want to do. Stay away from people telling you what to do. You learn your own style. You learn your own way. And you know what? That's okay. It's okay. Relax.
Yeah.
Take a breath. We were talking about this before show. Not next week, but the week after, there is, make sure I get this number right, 18 different boxes coming out, different sets coming out in 2 weeks.
Crazy.
18. What? Are you 18? Do we really need 18 different sets coming out? Come on, man. Come on. Really? Come on.
I haven't even opened Donruss football yet.
I know. I can't find it. I can't.
No, I can't either.
Yeah, and we've actually got a caller we're going to bring in now. Big Mike. What's up, man?
What's up, Cat?
Guys, Big Mike here. I feel like we're family. I listen to you guys so much.
I know.
Thanks for calling in, man.
Thanks for calling in. We appreciate you.
Yeah. Oh, cool. I listen to you guys all the time, man. Never called in before. But I wanted to touch on the SGC thing because I was huge on SGC.
Sure.
Hearing them on all the podcasts, and when the other two were shut down, send me your cards, their whole slogan. I mean, I was loving it. It sounded great to me. I sent in tons of subs, and I just recently canceled my last 5 subs, had them sent back like almost $1,000 and all my cards back because like my last sub I still haven't received May 22nd. It was supposed to be quick. It was supposed to be a good alternative. And if I'm going to wait 4 months for my cards anyway, the gap, and you're saying the gap where hopefully it's going to be closing, getting closer to what it is. But really, SGC cards, you're getting like half the price for something that you would get for PSA. And if I'm waiting 4 months anyway, it's almost pointless to me.
You nailed it when you said, their big advantage was the quick turnaround time. Mm-hmm. Because if you're able to get the card back, if your sole purpose for grading is to actually move them as opposed to collect them, then you're able to, flip 4 before you get one back. But like you said, if you're waiting the same amount of time that you are from the other place, then obviously you can see why people are going back to, like you said, the king on the pedestal, Brad, because they're looking at the prices and they're saying, okay, well, now it seems everywhere you're waiting this long. So I'm going to go right back to what's selling the highest.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, please, go ahead. It's your show.
The PSA, and also I feel like they tightened up their 10s, and now I feel like that gap's even getting larger. So now they're really kind of cementing their place as number 1 PSA over there.
Well, I love it. So I'll give you an example about wait times. So again, I'm from Texas. I drove a card up to Beckett, and while I was there, just dropped it off, handed it off. That was June 10th. June 10th. I got an email yesterday. They just started grading. Just started grading it since June. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. So I understand Mike.
Yep.
Other than that, New York Yankee hat, you're a pretty cool dude.
Yeah, I just wanted to call in and say my little piece on that.
Call all the time. Call in, please.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, man.
That'd be good.
You too. Once again, thanks, guys. And if you do want to call in, I'm putting the link right back in the chat. But yeah, you were talking a lot about all the I saw something actually.
Hold on, Brody had a thought. Go ahead, Brody.
Yeah.
Personally, this is just me. I don't really trust PSA because I have a funny story. They last year at the National, they did this thing where you could get your personal card. So I get up there and he asked me my name. So I spell it out and he asked me like 7 times my last name. He kept spelling it. I'm like, yes. And he did it again. I'm like, yes. And then it still came out wrong. I'm like, really? You asked me like 5 times. I was like, oh man.
What'd you do with it?
I don't know. It's somewhere around here.
Well, there you go. Turns in something you want into just something that sits around. Yeah. But I actually wanted to touch on another. We had a question here. It's back up in the comments. I'm trying to find it. It was from Todd Kapora. He asked, earlier in the show, we were talking about retail on the shelves. And Brody, you said you dreamed of walking in and actually seeing retail on shelves. And Todd asked if we ever think we're going to get to a point where you start to see it on shelves again, where they're able to make it last. And I wanted to touch on that because I know here in North Carolina, there's a couple of Walmarts that it might get to the point, honestly, where a lot of places stop selling them. We've had 2 Walmarts in our area that used to sell a lot of cards stop completely because of everything that's going on. One of our distributors has been paid off. There's a lot of the stuff that's going on in the retail industry that Walmart and Target are actually working on. And I actually spoke to someone at Walmart about this. They're actually talking about not carrying cards at some of their places or changing their policy of how they put them out. So I just wanted to touch on that for a second because I saw that in the comments. But what do you guys think? What do you think we're going to see? You see this retail thing keep going? Because I know our rep now, she has to come she comes right before the store opens because she can't get mobbed by the people.
Well, that's one of the things that I found, and real quick, buddy, man, I'll let you talk. I was and I told this story, but I'm going to tell it again. I was in Oklahoma City last week for my wife's birthday at the casino. Called in. And as we were driving up to get there, I stopped in some podunk, Oklahoma town, and we needed to get gas. We needed to go do a bio break. So we went into the Walmart, and I'm sitting there looking at the cards. The card shelf was kind of bare. It had some Elite in it. It had Score, had it had all the usual suspects. And I'm standing there, and the guy and his son walk up, and they go, strike up a conversation. Hey, what are you looking for? And the guy starts to tell me where this elaborate story about at another Walmart, and I'm not going to do specifics, and I'm not going to name names or anything in this, but at another store, he knows where somebody pays off both the distributor and the Walmart people to keep the box sealed in back. And on Tuesday afternoon, he goes in and he opens the box in back, takes what he wants, goes and buys it, and then just pretty much walks out the door. Yeah. There's that one. And then there's also another one where the box never even makes it to the floor where the guy follows. He has a deal where he follows the distributor around and goes to each Walmart. Yeah. Follows them in and buys everything all together. Yep. So until those two policies are taken care of, and the 6 feet of the loitering that's done in the wall, until you get rid of that, in my opinion, that's the first step. And Brody, I'll let you. I'm not going to get on my pad. I could talk for like 15 minutes on this, but go ahead, Brody.
Well, I think it's interesting because there's this Target, like 25 minutes, and there's a Target and Walmart pretty closely together. And one time my mom went there just like to see, I was in like the middle of school or something. She goes there and they had Chronicles basketball, Topps Fire baseball, NASCAR Chronicles, just all sitting there. And she's like, what? This is all just here? Like, it was like magical that there was all this stuff here. And then I go there like 2 days ago. Target has nothing, and Walmart had Score and Prestige. It's like, the Target right next to me, there's never anything there. Like we went up to the service desk yesterday and we asked them, like, got anything back? And they're like, nope, the vendor hasn't been here in over a week. I'm like, yeah, and they've got to do something. As John just said in the comments, we've got Uncle Rich we're going to bring back into the show as well. They've got to do something about the policy and start doing the restocks when the doors are closed. That's what ours is. She seems to be doing it like right when they open or like right before, because I know they were having a ton of people. I don't go fight for this stuff, but I see like the massive like 5 or 6 people that are always standing around for like an hour or two waiting, and you can plain as day see that they just stand there and just wait to go see it. But welcome back, Rich.
Thanks. And as I said, I wanted, and as we were discussing way before the show, I just wanted to do a quick tribute to George Thomas Seaver, who passed away from illness last week at the age of 75. And if you grew up in the New York area like I did, like John Newman did, and if you're my age, the people of my age, it's been a very significant passing because it's a really cornerstone of our youth. But Seaver's also important in the baseball card world. His career spans the time when cards were issued in series. His final card as a player is 1987, what some people consider the beginning of the overproduced era. So, as a player, there's an importance. As a card, there's an importance too, because his rookie card's a tougher high series card. And at the end of his career, it's part of the overproduced cards, and it's a very common and easy card to find. But he's in a lot of the oddball sets. He spends a lot of time, and he signed after his playing career for the card companies too. So there's plenty of Seaver cards out there. But I just wanted to give a quick heads up, and in 1969 and 70, after the Mets won the 69 World Series as the Miracle Mets, if you went to the bookstores and you like to read like I do, well, there was a new Mets book seemingly every week. So you could read about the Mets and you learn, and that's something, for parents. If you want to teach your kids to read, find a subject they like and give them books. I mean, I swear that it probably helped me as a learner reading all those sports books when I was 9 years old.
Yeah. Didn't you see a Seaver in the box that I thought you said that you saw an 87 Seaver?
I did. I'm sure I did. If I said it was in there, it was in there. And so, he had announced the year before about he was retiring from public life. At which point, before ComC got really overly swamped, I was doing a Rich's Reminiscence column every once in a while, or a blog post where it'd be long and detailed. I did one not on the 69 Mets, interestingly, but on the 73 Mets. Mm-hmm. Because the 73 Mets had the Tug McGraw, you got to believe, who also left us too soon. And they got to the seventh game of the World Series when they had a regular season record of 82 and 79. And Seaver was the best pitcher on that team, too. He was the best pitcher on the Mets for a decade. He helped transform the franchise. Brad, you would understand, because it would be this. We'll get the same reaction here on that sad day if and when Nolan Ryan ever passes.
Oh yeah, I'll wear black for like a month.
Yeah,
I'll wear black for a month because it's just that Nolan Ryan is just to me the epitome of a baseball modern day Mickey Mantle. I mean, I'm starting to tear up just even thinking about Nolan Ryan passing, and he's getting up there. He's getting up there.
He's 70. He's 73 years old.
Yeah, I mean it's Nolan. I mean, I had I can't really. You'll appreciate this, Brody. A pretty cool story about Nolan. I was sitting. He used to pitch for the Rangers, and he didn't matter. He'd sign for like an hour before the game. He'd sign. Didn't matter. Really great, really cool, down to earth guy. And so I'm standing there. Was back in my college days. And I had a program, and I had a brand new Sharpie. And I'm sitting there, and I'm holding it, and just being really patient. And Mr. Ryan, I'll call him Mr. Ryan in this case, took my Sharpie, opened it up, and started to write his name. It didn't work. Started to write his name. It didn't work. No. Started to write his name. It didn't. He looked at me like the disappointing grandfather. Who are you, son? What have you done? I'm shaming you right now. And I'm going, Mr. Ryan, it's brand new. I'm so like, what could you do? And he took it and he threw it back onto the field, grabbed another Sharpie and actually signed it. So I still have the program where I have basically 4 Nolan Ryan signatures on the program. And I felt like crap for like a week because of getting scolded by Nolan Ryan. It was awful. Well, that's what there's a like grandpa story for you.
Well, speaking of grandpa stories, one of my favorite Nolan Ryan autograph stories is that he would gladly sign one item for everybody. Mm-hmm. And he would actually, he wouldn't look you in the eye. He'd watch your feet.
Right.
And the reason he watched your feet is that if he saw the same footwear twice, that's when he stopped signing.
That's brilliant. Oh my gosh, that's
smart.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Roby, you're going to show us something. I can.
Yes, please.
Yeah, what is that?
My Nolan Ryan ball.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yay.
Very cool. Yeah, I
cool.
still can't believe I have it. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I had the rare privilege of about 2 years ago, we did a luncheon with my field. We do lunch and learns, and the guest speaker was Nolan Ryan. And we paid him a little extra, and he signed, I don't know, 100, 250, something, I can't remember what the number was. But I was lucky enough to gather a couple of extra balls, a couple extra baseballs that are sitting in the background. And it just, oh my gosh, it just a really cool autograph to have. Really cool. I digress. I do this on the show, so I apologize. I do this.
Well, I like what you said about how he would look at the footwear, and if he saw you twice, he would stop signing, because you go to games and you see even people that aren't a big deal. Like if I go to a White Sox game, and back when Tim Anderson wasn't a huge deal and he was signing, I mean, obviously now he's a huge deal, but people would just have sheets and sheets of him to sign. I'm like, seriously?
Get one.
Yeah,
how many autographs do you need?
Yeah, I always remember when I was a kid, Chi Rodriguez, we used to have the PGA Championship in West Palm where I was growing up, and he'd always push everybody out of the way and only sign for kids. And then as soon as all the kids were done, he'd walk right through and he would just leave. But that's pretty funny about Nolan Ryan and the feet. I'd never seen that, but that's actually brilliant of him, and I don't blame him whatsoever.
I don't either. So, guys, call in. You got 5 minutes.
Yep.
5 minutes to aggravate me. You got 5 minutes, and then I'm going to cut it off.
I can't be aggravated, Brad. I can't be aggravated with you. I had lunch with you 2 weeks ago. You were charming. You were telling good stories. I guess that's because we were at the card show too, and then we just skipped to go to lunch across the street.
Well, I didn't want to get slapped by Angela or Steph, so Steph was like,
I got news for you. I'm afraid of Angela too.
Well, we do have one caller joining us right before the show ends.
Oh, no.
What's going on, man?
Herman.
Somebody put down a challenge. I figured I'd call in and take it.
Yeah. What's up, bud? How's it going?
Pretty good. Good to see the new faces on the show.
Absolutely.
Brad, you got your heater going?
I need to turn it on because my feet are cold.
This guy lives in Texas and he keeps a heater under his desk on his feet.
Yeah.
You better be really careful. Brad, did you see what the lows are going to be in Dallas next week?
I know. Good grief.
I know. We'll be in the 50s.
Oh, it'll be so nice.
I'm going to be in the 40s.
I know. 50s.
Brad's going to pull his turtleneck out.
So I turn on the AC because my wife and my daughter get hot, and I close the door off in the office. The door's like right there, and I close it, and the AC vent blows right on me. Well, I get cold, so I put a heater on. I mean, I could grab a Dallas Stars blanket and put it on me. But no, I have a little heater. I just haven't turned it on yet because I didn't want the background noise to Brody going, Grandpa, what are you doing?
All right, that's all I want to say.
How's the baby girl?
She's good. She's running around with the dog.
Nice. Nice. What question do you got? What problem can we solve for you?
I just don't call and aggravate you. That's all I want to do.
Perfect. Thank you. Try. Please. We got 3 minutes. 3 minutes to aggravate.
And Freddie Freeman got his first career Grand Slam last night.
Yes, he did.
With that, he loses a major league record, by the way. Until the Grand Slam, he was the player with the most career homers without ever hitting a Grand Slam.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So now it's back to Glenn Davis at 190.
It was funny because I was on YouTube live when I was watching the game off and on. I just went off when he hit the Grand Slam, and I'm glad I turned the recording off. I know. Do you know Uncle Rich? Not Uncle Rich. I'm sorry, Uncle Lou. He's a YouTuber. He does reaction videos to ball games.
No,
that's what it would have been like.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
Nice.
Oh wow!
All right,
so
guys.
And if y'all don't know, I'm going to self-promote here for a second. So Monday nights, Herman and I are starting to do a little like shindig. So if you get a chance, we just cut up and open up some packs. We're trying to follow the Brody method. Is what we're trying to do, and just kind of cut up and
we're just having fun. That's it.
Yeah. So call us or jump on and aggravate us then too. So there's a little self-promotion.
Awesome.
Self-promotion that I do.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us, bud. All right, y'all. With that, we're going to go on and wrap this episode up. It is getting around that time. So wanted to say thanks, Rich, for calling in as well. And welcome all you guys to the show once again. Brad and Brody. Brody, I love it. Y'all got the bobbleheads. I don't have them on. I don't have one here. But you can stop with the stars stuff. Otherwise, I'm going to have to rethink this whole host thing now.
It's been great. Take counter one.
There you go.
But welcome to the show, guys. Thanks for joining us and everything. And we'll see you guys next week.
All right. Y'all take care. Have fun. Thank you. Perfect.